Hey guys, welcome back to the RCS Rusty Horn, where players fight weekly for a chance to win monthly cash prizes. I'm Golgi App, and with me is Rare Ultra.
Hey guys!
How was your holiday so far?
Oh, my holiday was great, dude.
Awesome.
Got-
What do you do?
I played my Xbox One all weekend.
Of
What'd you
course.
do?
I just went to have dinner actually, since my girlfriend was away in America. I'm Canadian, by the way, and so I had to go over to my brother's girlfriend's place, and we had a nice family dinner over there.
Sounds nice, sounds
Happy Feast
nice.
of Wintervale.
So we got our first match starting up. Ripline and
Happy Feast
Choppy
of
OG.
Wintervale, champ.
Choppy OG, the original gangsta.
Yeah,
And
it looks
Ripline
like...
is actually a pretty high legend. He's a 370 legend player. I'm
Yeah,
excited
he
to see
is.
what he does.
I can't wait to see this match. He's not the only legend player we have either. One of our other semifinalist, Tosca, he's a 917 legend.
Awesome. We should see some pretty competitive matches today then.
Absolutely. I can't wait. For anybody wondering, the reason I am wearing multiple headsets right now is I couldn't remember which one worked, so I just put them all on.
I mean, that way you're safe, right?
Absolutely.
Never go wrong with that.
So it looks like...
Currently that Choppy OG is playing a mid-range control paladin by the look of Harrison Jones, and the fact that he hasn't drawn a single secret yet.
not one single secret. Ripline, on the other hand, he is playing a rogue. I can't tell which type.
I'm also going to assume that it's going to be Oil Rogue because of the oil in his hand, but of course, some Control or Miracle Rogue sometimes play that card, so I won't be surprised if we see some other type of rogue coming out here.
Yeah, it's hard to say right now because yes, we do have the oil, but it's such a used card in rogues nowadays. There's no point in not having it in every single deck that exists.
For sure.
Look at
Incredibly powerful card.
Fourth turn sprint is such a powerful play.
Yeah. He's going to have so many options next turn, although, you know, he does give away a lot of board control Choppy. A single Blade Flurry coming out from Rogue can clear anything coming up from a Paladin.
Absolutely. And I mean, he's got the SI7. As long as he combos it out, he can make quick and easy work of that. What you call it? The thing that throws the knives. Yeah.
Knife Juggler?
Yeah, that thing. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
That was the name. I just wanted to test you and make sure that you remembered what the name
Oh,
was.
Backstab is a great draw here.
Backstab even better for taking care of the knife juggler.
I wonder why he goes with here. Maybe the Violet Teacher and Backstab? Or maybe Backstab SI7 Dagger Up?
Could be. That could be. I think the Violet Teacher backstab is probably the best play.
Yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
It gives him a little bit of board control, a little bit, not a whole lot, but it gives him a little bit of board presence. And right now he doesn't have any. He sorely needs it.
Yeah, so a lot better board control than SI7 will provide with the 3-5 body, coming with the 1-1 bonus body coming from the Backstab trigger off the Violet Teacher.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The equality coming out for Choppy.
Quality is going to be a good spell to be able to get rid of that Violet Teacher.
But it does leave Choppy very open to a Blade Flurry.
For sure.
At this point, though, I don't think he's too worried about a Blade Flurry, because quite frankly, if something doesn't come out for Ripline really, really quickly, he's done already.
Yeah. There isn't much coming out from side of Ripline. His hand is very, very, very slow, while the Paladin had a really aggressive start. Going from turn 1, Shielded Minibot into turn 2, Knife Juggler turn 3 into Muster of Battle turn 4 into Pilot Shredder. That's a pretty unstoppable curve right there.
Yeah, no joke about that one.
And that is going to
That's
be
lethal.
game.
Already, just got into it, and Choppy OG already taking the first game with his Paladin against Ripline's Rogue thing.
Just way too aggressive of a start, and the oil rogue just could not stabilize.
Well,
Yeah, there was no stabilization going on there. That was really quick playing from Choppy OG. It really was, and it was impressive to see.
Yeah, Ripline need to draw a Blade Flurry or Valentizer, but just no AoE, and the Muster for Battle will take the victory there.
Absolutely. Well, that was a really quick game one. I was not expecting to get through game one so quickly, but hey, interesting, right?
For sure, yeah. Rogue decks definitely have a very hard time coming back from a game if they can't draw their Blade Flurries or a way to be able to clear the board. They usually go off on a slow start and depend on their powerful spells to be able to stabilize.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, he didn't get pretty much any of his spells, which not a good thing as a rogue. If you don't have any damaging abilities, you're pretty much done.
Yeah, for sure. He also didn't get any defensive abilities. I don't think Rogue plays many taunt creatures either. Only his only early play was the healer 3/3. Can't remember its name. The shaman. Fortunately, yeah, that was a quick game. A really aggressive start by the paladin. Going into the second game, we'll see what new cards they're going to bring into this game. Ripline is going to stick with his Oil Rogue, while Choppy OG is going to bring in his Handlock, it looks like. His starting hand before Mulligans has a Twilight Drake and a Jaraxxus.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a, well, almost definitely it's going to be the Handlock. And then here coming over for Ripline, he has the perfect turn 4 once again with the Preparation Sprint. Or if he wants to be really greedy with it, he can do the turn 3 and use the coin as well.
Yeah, this is definitely a much better hand coming up from a Rogue. You have easy board clear early game with Deadly Poison with a coin into SI7 on turn 2, if he wants to, which he probably doesn't because of a 2/3 body.
Do you see this? I see a Stalag coming out on Choppy OG.
Stalag is a pretty obvious card when you are playing a Reno Lock, so this is going to be a Reno Lock, it looks like.
Could be.
Yeah, I think the only deck that plays Stalag are in Warlock anyways is usually the Reno deck, because it does increase their threat density without having to play duplicates.
Alright,
And
so
we
let's
haven't
see.
seen any duplicates so far.
Yeah, we haven't. We haven't seen that yet. Looks like a Dagger Mastery into the poison, so we can get some poison on them daggers. Oh, nope, no poison. Okay.
So he isn't going
Just-
to poison. Might play. I think he wants the Deadly Poison to activate his SI7 next turn,
That could
or
be.
just have more spells.
That would be a very powerful play to get out there. And then he's got that backstab, so he can deal a little bit of damage to that Twilight Drake at the same time.
I wonder if he's going to play the backstab here. Yeah, I think he's going to save it for now, so he can have a really powerful turn next turn with Vile Teacher with a bunch of 0-mana spells in his hand.
That's true. He could do that. He's getting. It might not be a bad idea.
Of course, coming
I-
up from Choppy's side, there we do see a Hellfire, so the Vile Teacher students aren't going to get too much value. The Sap, however, is a very good draw.
We saw the Tharzan go into Choppy OG's hand, which is pretty powerful. Pretty good thing. I thought that might be the play here, the Lotheb, although I was considering possibly holding that, but
Yeah, it lets you stay on curve stronger, and it does give you a 5/5 body, which isn't going to get removed because of Lotheb's effect. But coming out from Choppy's side, a turn 6 on Emperor on curve with plenty of cards in hand to be discounted.
absolutely, and a lot of value out of the discounts that came out.
Looks like we are going to go start partying with Vile Teacher here.
We'll see the Emperor Tharzan quickly and effectively taken down. I wonder if we'll see the Twilight Drake taken out as well.
He could Preparation and sap it back into hand.
He could, but I don't know that that's a good target for Sap. There are much better targets in a handlock for Sap, and if he's looking at this as a handlock or a Reno lock, I'm sure that he's thinking that thoroughly through. And here coming into Choppy OG is a Twisting Nether. So really easy. He has multiple ways to deal with the board.
For sure. He cannot play a Twisting there yet because he did not get discount by the Emperor. But Hellfire is a very good card to clear half the board at least.
Yeah,
And
but
he
it
can
leaves that.
attack with his Twilight Drake.
It does leave that Violet Teacher up, and it does leave Lotheb up. So the bigger threats aren't really taken care of. He might be looking for a better option, like that Siphon Soul.
Well, he can Hellfire and attack with his Twilight Drake to get rid of the Vile Teacher.
He could do that, but I don't know that that's one of the better plays in this scenario. Maybe if he was to Hellfire and then, yeah, do that. Yeah, okay, that works.
Yeah, it's the same thing as I said.
Yes, it is.
And
But
he will
I
go
said
with
it.
the Sludge Belcher here.
It's the same
And he
thing
will
you
go
said.
with the Hellfire.
And
Stalag discarded, so he will not be able to get Thaddeus this game.
yeah,
Because it did not
unfortunately, but
die.
I'm not certain that he's going to need
No, I
Thaddeus.
don't think so.
I think he'll be
Definitely
fine without it.
the Yeah, definitely the Reno Lock deck just uses Thaddeus as kind of additional threat is not an important card in the matchup, especially not against a rogue. Thaddeus is more of a card you want against a control mirror when your opponent has run out of all the removal spells. You have the late game Thaddeus coming in, the 11/11, which is really hard to deal with.
Looks like the Edwin Van Cleef is his play here, just a 6/6 Edwin Van Cleef. Not terrible play. Could have a few other things that could have been done there, but that, of course, easily taken out by that Siphon Soul. Really good idea
Sure.
to save that Siphon Soul.
You make sure you want to use Siphon Soul for the biggest threats coming out. And the Old Rogue doesn't really have any bigger threats than the Edwin.
Very true.
Looks like we're going to go for a big Blade Flurry turn here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to clear the board using Blade Flurry with a few other things and
This is
deal
going to be-
16 damage.
Oh boy, this might be lethal next turn if Choppy does not draw a healing spell next turn. Because there is an Eviscerate coming out for the hand of Ripline. And
Yeah.
an Owl, he can't even tap right now because of 2 life. Wow, that was such an explosive turn.
Such an explosive, and it's gonna put Ripline. Ripline's gonna win this now. Choppy gonna try and pull something out to give himself a little bit of defense, but that Eviscerate plenty just to take care of it. So, looks like we're now 1-1 in this matchup.
Sure, that was looking pretty grim for Ripline, but that shows the power of the Oil Rogue. They play from behind all game, and just one big play will get them into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very strong, very very strong. And he's gonna go for the additional damage just because he could.
Yeah, get the -2 Choppy. And we're 1-1.
Alright, so Ripline takes game 2 with his Oil Rogue.
Coming out next game, there is still Warlock, the Reno Lock we saw from Choppy, and a Mage. And Ripline has a Mage and a Warlock left too. So it's going to be mirror matches all the way, in a sense. Of course, they picked the different decks. And
Freeze Mage.
Ripline, yeah, it's going to be Freeze Mage. Frost Nova, Mad Scientist, Fireball, marquee card for the Freeze Mage. Oh, you got the Emperor Thirst in hand already.
Yeah, he's gonna need a better hand to pull out the Emperor Tharzan, but
For sure.
having it in hand early is gonna give him a few additional options. Starting out with the Mad Scientist is really the biggest deal, though. That's definitely one thing he's gonna want.
Yeah. His hand isn't looking too great here. Freeze Mage usually wants to pull out any kind of card drawing effects early. Things like Acolyte of Pain, Arcane Intellect, Loot Hoarder.
True,
But not only
Mad-
Mad Scientist is the only card that he has that will draw him additional cards here.
That's true, but for the time being, the Mad Scientist is gonna be acceptable.
Of course.
He gives him it gives him an easy pull for a secret. Not drawing anything isn't helping him much, but the other thing is that he has a favorable matchup since this is a handlock. A very favorable matchup.
Although there is Reno in Choppy's deck, which does make the handlocks match slightly better. If Ripline does fail to burst him in a single go, Choppy will be able to heal up to full life. If he does draw Reno, of course.
It's a two-way because we actually haven't seen Reno in Choppy OG's hand deck yet.
Well, I'm going to almost guarantee this is a Reno lock because he does have cards like Demon Wrath, Mind Control Tech, Stalag, and Fugan, and we have actually never seen a single duplicate.
That's true. That is true. That doesn't necessarily mean that Reno's in it. I mean, it's a good indicator that likely Reno is in it, but we also got to look at it in a certain way because if he puts him in damage range quick enough, which playing against what he's playing against shouldn't actually be that difficult, putting him into a lethal range fairly quickly. And look at that, Alex Straza already coming out into Ripline's hand, which is huge right now.
Well, he would like to draw more card draw spells currently because Alexstrasza isn't to play until turn 9 or turn 8,
Turn
depending
8.
on when he plays Emperor. But it is turn 5 right now, so he just needs to find a little bit more card draw spells like AI or additional Mad Scientist. Although he needs to pop one of his secrets before he can play his Mad Scientist, or this Mad Scientist will not gain any value.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't think he's probably gonna want a Blizzard this turn. Maybe. I think Blizzard's gonna be the best play this turn.
It's a hard turn, actually.
It really
Because you're not
is.
getting any cards you necessarily are amazingly important discount in your hand. Alexstrasza is nice to get discounted, but
Yeah, Alex
yeah,
Strauss
he
is the
wants
only.
to get like more combo pieces discounted, like Frostbolt and another Ice Lance and Firefall.
Alex Strauss and the Ice Lance are both gonna be big for the actual discount. Right now, he needs to pop. He needs to get this popped, which he just did, and then pull out that Mad Scientist. This is his main play right now.
For sure. Now the Mad Scientist can play it without worrying about it failing to gain value. Mace Downloads is also a good card here. It will let him draw additional card, and if he wants to save it until next turn, you can go for the 8 mana Blizzard to deal 3 damage to all creatures and freeze them.
Yeah, but I don't know he's gonna want to do that. I don't know that he's gonna want to do that. Possibly, but the card draw is gonna be the biggest thing for him right now.
For
Maybe
sure.
not.
But, you know, he's going to be able to draw a card either way because Blood Mage is going to die.
That's true. That's true.
So
And at
he might
least-
just gain additional value by playing Blizzards.
At least with the Blizzard, he's gonna be able to clear the field effectively. Apparently, I do not have enough mics. All right, I'll remedy that on the next after the next break. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. Don't worry, chat. I'm happy to add more mics.
Rare Ultra definitely is a connoisseur of mics. Collects many mics.
See, this
to
is
attach to
where
his head.
this is where Choppy OG. This is exactly where I thought his problems might incur. Right now, he's already at 18 health. We're looking at a Freeze Mage, 18 health, can be taken down. He doesn't even need the Alexstrasza at this point.
For sure. He just needs to draw more burn here. Twilight Drake. He's going to get rid of this Bloodmate Dallas, drawing the line an extra card. Flame Strike isn't the exact card he's looking for, but it does get him one card deeper. Additional Ice Block. This might be a good turn for Emperor Thaurissan.
I think this would be the best turn for Emperor Thaurissan that he's probably going to see for a little while. He doesn't have a lot that he's really wanting to discount, but the 2 Ice Lances is going to be big enough. Without the Reno or the... Without Reno or the Eridar, Lord of the Burning Legion, whose name I cannot remember at
Lord
the moment.
Jaraxxus.
That guy right there.
There he is. Yeah, he just got drawn.
But even
Yeah.
that, with the 15, if he holds in preparation for a Lord Jaraxxus or a Reno, which at this point he's probably looking at it almost certain what it is. He's played it twice now. He's seen the cards, so it's hard to not believe that that's exactly what he's playing up against.
Ripline currently really does want to draw something like a Frostbolt here, and he's going to decide not to clear that Emperor. Ripline might get a second discount from him right now.
He might.
And he's going to get the AI going to be able to get additional discounts. And he can even play the Acolyte and ping it himself to be able to get another card discounted.
He could do that. That is an option. It's probably one of the better options in this. He's already got 1 ice blocks. Given the second turn for the Emperor Thaurissan, he's gonna have a 1 mana ice block. As he keeps going, his Alexstrasza is gonna get cheaper and cheaper. He's in a really good position right now where he doesn't have to press his
Oh, and there is a Frostbolt, which is going to get discounted. Choppy is going to need to draw a healing spell very soon, or he might risk dying. Right now, Ripline is thinking if he should attack into Doombot.
He's gonna give him the Doomsayer.
It makes sense.
The Doomsayer. It does make enough sense.
It basically heals Ripline another 7 life because Choppy is going to need to run 7 damage into a Doomsayer. Ripline, I think, also did not attack the Doombot just to play around the chance of the Doombot exploding and hitting Emperor for 4.
Oh, absolutely. That was an absolute good play. Like, He should not have attacked with that Thars, and that would
It
not have
was
been
a
a turn.
very low. It was a very low chance to happen, but it's good to play on the small things. That's what gets us to win tournaments. He's calculating if he has lethal right now because he can Alex Straza and throw Frostbolt and the Ice Lances, but it is just a few damage off, so he is
Oh,
gonna go
is he
for
gonna Ice
draws.
Lance? Oh no, he's gonna go for Blizzard. That makes sense. Hoping
Oh,
for
and the perfect Moonbot here for one down on Acolyte. Going to be able to give
Frost
him.
Nova, not quite good enough.
He
Gonna
needs to
go ahead.
draw like a Fireball here.
Oh, he didn't ping. I thought he was gonna ping.
Well, he realizes that Acolyte is going to gain value either way, because Choppy has already played one Silence, and the Reno Lock does not play that many Silences in the deck. So he just wants to get more damage on Choppy before attempting to burst him.
Yeah, it's not time to burst yet. It's definitely not. And especially if he's playing around either the Reno Lock or the Jiraxis, he definitely wants to hold because right now if he tries to burn, he knows he's going to be put in that position unless he can actually perform the kill right now, which he can't yet.
And there's a Heal Bot, which is a card that Choppy was looking for. And it's going to force the Alex Straza, I'm assuming, from Ripline.
Possibly. Well, there's the Fireball. But that puts him in a very... Well, no, hold on. If he plays this... If he
Well,
plays
he does
this...
have Ice Block next turn, so he's fine if he think he's going to get lethal.
Oh, I was gonna say if he was to pull out the Frost Nova Alex Straza, put him down to 15, he had lethal on the next turn.
Yeah, Alex Straza would have been lethal, but he is deciding not to go with the Alex Straza plan and deciding to just burn him with a Fireball in the face.
I'm kind of surprised by that play. Basically because even if he was to do Alex Straza and put him down to 15, the only thing he has to worry about is Reno. And even if he Renos, he hadn't used any of his damaging spells, which still gives him a lot of options to play through. So it would have actually probably been the best play if he had gone ahead and done the Alex Straza, because then even if Jiraxis comes out, it's already at 15 health, so it really doesn't
I
hurt
think
him either way.
Ripline really wants to force the Reno out of Choppy's hand.
Oh. You think he's gonna do the Archmage Antonidas and then just burn him a bit?
I think
might not
Archmage
be a bad play.
Antonidas is a very, very, very important card in this matchup because Reno Lux does get a lot of health. And being able to, oh, there's the second Frostbolt there and then the Fireball. I think this is
I think
probably
he's
not
just
the turn yet.
He's trying to calculate it so that way he can pull it out all in one lethal turn. I think that's what he's trying to do right now. Just
Sure.
trying to push everything into one lethal turn, and
Oh, wait, that is lethal.
Well played.
yeah, he has it. He does have it. That's what he was trying to do.
Jesus.
Pull everything out into one lethal turn, and apparently our math has not improved at all.
Just one damage over, yeah. Man, we gotta get better at that. Always miss lethal. Yeah, the Arcane Intellect to draw the Fireball and the Frostbolt was so perfect. Was just enough to be able to kill him. That 9 extra damage over the top was exactly what Ripline was looking for.
Yeah, but even missing that opportunity to pull out the Alex Straza, that would have been putting him in the same position. It would have
The
been more of a
difference
guarantee.
is that he was playing around Reno, right? Just in case if Choppy did bring out the Reno, it is how you get back from that situation, how you come back from that situation. So I think that was what Ripline was thinking about. He wants to save Alex Straza against Reno.
That's probably exactly what he was thinking about, but you also have to look at it in another sense, because even if the Reno comes out, again, he still has the Archmage Antonidas. He has a ton of discounted spells. He's got plenty of actions that he could do that would put him in a corner. But, I mean, it worked out.
And next game is going to be Warlock versus Warlock. Both of the decks are going to be a controlling deck. Of course, on Choppy, we know it is probably going to be Reno by the cards we see. And the Faceless Manipulator coming out from Ridline. Usually, if you see Faceless Manipulator, I like to assume it's going to be the combo lock. Because not a lot of not a lot of Warlock decks play Faceless Manipulator anymore.
It's true.
Unless they're going for the combo.
I have seen a few Reno Lux that run Faceless Manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they want to run one copy of everything, but they have certain cards that they like. They have like a card that they really want to copy, so they run the Faceless Manipulator for the possibility to copy that card.
For sure, there's always a decent card. The Spellbreakers will come down to be able to deal 7 damage to that Twilight Drake for the easy trades.
really powerful on the Twilight Drake. Twisting Nether on Ripline's side. This almost looks like a mirror match.
For sure. Might be seeing a fatigue battle here coming out from two very strong control decks. Demon Wrath to clear that off.
And
One of the
Ripline
best
gets a demon.
cards. Yeah, one of the best cards you can ever get out of the Palace Shredder is a Succubus.
Absolutely.
Just
It's
one
definitely the
toughness
strongest.
lower than Millhouse Mana Storm.
There's the Emperor Tharzan coming out into Ripline. Very good, well, a pretty good hand for Emperor Tharzan.
Sure.
But he's just going to keep pushing damage.
Yeah, right now Choppy is in a lead when it comes to card advantage, and card advantage is exactly what you're looking for in a control mirror.
Choppy or Ripline?
Ripline has a lot more cards than Choppy.
Yeah, so Ripline has the card advantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You
there
said-
is a
you
Reno
said
Jackson coming out from Ripline.
So now the perfect hand for the Emperor Tharzan, which does get played down. On curve.
Very powerful.
We still haven't seen Reno Jackson from Choppy.
Yeah, just don't think he hasn't drawn it yet. His deck's construction seems to be very similar to normal Reno decks. And
His
here's a
RNG
Twilight
is
Drake
just
coming
very
out.
bad.
Soulfire getting rid of the Big Game Hunter, which is going to be unfortunate because Ripline now knows that Dr. Boom is going to have a clear way without the Big Game Hunter being able to destroy him.
Absolutely, and he takes full advantage of it. Dr. 7
There's
coming
a Reno
out
for
on
Choppy.
turn 7. So he does have Reno. It just never showed its face. The Twisting Nether.
Not exactly the Twisted Nether you're looking for there. You're losing your own Drake and just to kill their Dr. Boom.
And you're taking 5 damage in the process. I guess he's playing a little bit less secured, knowing that he has the Reno. He feels like he's got more room to work with now.
For sure. But just that Ripline has been making so many good trades. The card advantage has been stacking up.
Yeah,
Now there's almost double the number of cards in Ripline compared to Choppy's hand. And he's just going to lay down a tempo Reno rather than getting the full value in the heal. Just would like to have the big fat body on board.
absolutely. The Implosion coming out.
Two Plosion.
Only for 2.
Not exactly what you want to see. But a Molten Giant is a good follow-up. Ripline can Faceless Manipulator that. Power overwhelming the Reno to kill it, maybe. There's also Big Game Hunter. You can Faceless Manipulator and Big Game Hunter and push for 4 damage here.
Big Game Hunter is an easy take care of the Molten Giant. It's going to give him turns. As long as the Reno Jackson doesn't come out on the next turn, then he's in a very good spot.
For sure. Ripline is very close to pushing. He is going to be pushing lethal next turn
Yeah.
if Choppy can't do something about this board.
Here's the Mind
MC
Control
tech.
tech.
Yeah.
Might not be a bad play right now, the MC tech. Capability of taking that Reno Jackson would be huge.
Yeah, Reno is exactly the target you want. I'm not sure. I guess he does want to go for Hellfire Clear, which is a lot more effective. He doesn't want
Yeah.
to gamble on the MC tech and end up with a Dark Peddler.
Yeah, just giving himself a little bit of damage that really didn't do anything in this situation. Given that he had the Reno Jackson, it wasn't really taking anything. So free
Choppy
kill.
playing Reno for higher life value, getting 23 off of it, and Ripline is just going to push his card advantage and lay down 4 very small creatures on the board.
And we see Fugan coming out for Choppy OG into the hand. I don't know if he's going to play that right now. Maybe hold that a little bit. Oh, that's
Oh
sealed
wow,
up.
the
That
perfect
was
steal
a
from MC
huge
Tech.
steal.
If Choppy was looking for a way to come back, that is exactly what he was looking for.
That
And he
is-
can lay down the Fugan in his hand now too, because he knows that MC Tech was drawn by Ripline, and there isn't another MC Tech ability that the deck. But he is going to play more conservative. Do not want to play around things like Twisting Nether or Hellfire, which is
Speaking
going
of
to be very good.
Hellfire. Yeah, that's going to give him the perfect clear with the Hellfire. And here comes the Hellfire to clear the field. Why did he do that?
That was a mistake.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
He
All
just
right, so
wanted to get the damage on it. He thought the Argent Scar was going to die.
Yeah, I guess he didn't consider the fact that the Argent Squire would have survived that if
Mhm.
not for that attack, and the damage was unnecessary because it was still in life. But it, things happen.
Looks like the RNG gods are on Ripline's side, getting the 4 Plosion compared to Choppy's 2 Plosion.
Yeah, and Faceless Manipulator right now might not be a bad idea. And the Faceless Manipulator with the Dark Bomb, he could get a Emperor Thorazan, get some more discounts in his hand, clear out Emperor Thorazan fairly easily.
For sure. He also has the Celeste Windrunner Power Overwhelming combo in his hand. So if Choppy does play any creatures that Ripline would like to take, he can just play those 2 spells to mind control the enemy creature.
I guess he decided not to play. He decided not to play the Faceless Manipulator, going for the heal instead.
Looks like he's looking for a bigger card here. Assuming that Emperor right now isn't as high value because of the fact that they are at 10 mana, he would rather want something big and think that will look to close out the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know exactly what he's looking for. He might be planning on saving that Faceless Manipulator for a very specific card.
Maybe Thaddeus, because they are both playing Fugan and Stalag, so that means as soon as one of them die, each one of their cards are going to make Thaddeus. So there can be up to 3 Thaddeus in this game.
That's true. That's true. Could be more. There could actually be 4 with the Faceless Manipulator.
Yeah, for sure. It's Fugan. Do you know if the other zombie that died was Stalag or Fugan? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Looks like this is going to be a Twisting Nether.
Yeah, I think this is a Twisting Nether turn.
Although there is Shadow Flame, he could attack into Fugan and Shadow Flame. Actually, that's probably a better play. Twisting Nether is such a powerful card in the control mirror.
The Fugan is a 5/8. If he uses the Shadow Flame, it won't do anything because
So he can attack into the Fugan, bring it. Oh, so it is a 5 power.
Yeah,
Right.
the Fugan went to 5/8. So if he attacks with the Sylvanas, Sylvanas is gonna die.
Well, he
So that's not
can
an option.
use. No, he can use Power Overwhelming then.
What he
It's either Twisting Nether or Power Overwhelming, right?
what he could do
Oh, there is also.
is he could attack with Sylvanas, drop Lotheb, and then Shadow Flame Lotheb, and that would clear the field.
I think so. You're gonna do this Shadow Flame
Or you can
play,
do that too. Oh, and
and
then
he's
he
gonna
leaves
be able
Fugan
to
with
more
Mortal
coil.
That's it, yeah. Mortal Coil off the Fugan. Wonder if he's... What's he thinking here? Oh, he's gonna silence it and then Mortal Coil it.
So he's not gonna be able to get Thaddeus this turn.
I'm thinking he doesn't remember if Thaddeus was an option. And it wasn't. It was not an option. He silenced the wrong one.
Was it? Because there was another zombie that was played from Ripline's side.
He didn't. I don't think he played Stalag or Fugan. I remember seeing his Zombie Chow come out, but I don't think he's played Stalag or Fugan.
I think he did play one of the zombies. I can't remember. I'm pretty positive. But anyway,
Well, if you're
at
pretty
this point,
positive, it could have happened, but
another big threat coming out from Choppy's side. And the same play is going to be Dr. Boom just will be able to force out Twisting Nether from both sides of the field.
oh, but only 2 on that one.
And right now, only 4 cards left in Choppy's deck and 2 cards left in Ripline. This game might be going to a fatigue battle.
And Ripline probably looking at that going, uh-oh, what did I do? And there goes one of my headsets. Kind of. It's now attached to my head.
And there's a Leroy Jenkins. Is this lethal?
It is.
Oh, that is lethal. Leroy
lethal.
Jenkins plus Faceless Manipulator.
That's
wow.
what he was saving the Faceless Manipulator for, was for the Leroy
Yeah.
Jenkins. I'm now going to move this headset and stuff to my glasses.
The good old Leroy combo coming from the handlock. Man, I haven't seen that combo since, I don't know, like season 1? When
Yeah,
it
I
used to be Leroy was the win condition for handlocks.
I haven't seen that one in a long time. That means he wins.
Yeah, Ripline is going to be moving on to our finals. We'll be setting up our next semifinals to be able to be played to so we can stream it for you guys. So we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned and make sure to follow us on Twitch and Random's Championship Series, Twitter at Esports RCS, and Facebook on Esports RCS. We'll see you guys very soon.
See you soon.
En la muerte sufro, pero este sufrimiento me hace sentir viva.
Hey guys, welcome back. Now up to our other semifinal, Tosca versus Van Doom. I believe both these players are returning players in our final bracket, aren't they?
If I'm not mistaken, yes, they are. And I just really messed up. I gotta fix this.
No
Yeah, I'm pretty
problem.
sure they've both made it to the finals. I don't think either one of them has won a finals match yet, though, if I'm not mistaken.
But they do both have points towards our monthly prizes.
Yes, they do,
Which is important.
big.
Yeah, it's
We
a
only have
$75
1 week
prize, I
after this
believe.
one. Only 1 week following this one.
Looks like it's going to be an aggro mirror match coming out here. Tosca going to be running that Zulok. Oh, it might be a Floodlock. He has that legendary in his hand that does 4 damage if he has a lot of creatures on board.
He does. But you know what? Looking at Van Doom has such a good opening hand for the aggro shot.
Sure.
That is such a beautiful hand. And of course,
This
it's all
aggro
gold.
deck. This aggro deck is so hard to deal with on the ladder.
I play it. I love
I
it.
always have a hard time beating this Face Shaman deck.
Well, good, Scrub.
I guess I
hi.
should.
I mean, hi, Golgi. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing fantastic. It's just a little bit hurt. And exactly the start you want to see from a Face Shaman, a Tunnel Trog into a Totem Golem.
Yeah.
When Tunnel Trog was first released, I did not think it was going to be this good. This card just really set this card over the top.
It really did, yeah. It's a huge card, and you can just power it up so much. It's incredible. It's so strong. Of course, it's going to get cleared pretty easily with the Flame Imp. Or not. Okay. I guess you could just leave it there. That's an idea, too.
It's interesting, leaving both creatures at very low health, not even trading with the Voidwalker.
Yeah, I would think that trading with the Voidwalker might be... Well, no, well, at least take out the 3-1, yeah. Because now, he loses the option to take out anything with that. So he's only going to be able to take out one minion.
And here comes Sir Finley.
These choices, maybe the Life Tap, I think, would be the best choice here.
Life
Just to
Tap
give him-
is very powerful.
Steady Shot's probably, in my opinion, Steady Shot is the best hero power you can get off of Sir Finley for this particular deck. That's just my opinion, but...
For sure, it lets you go to face so much harder.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the harder you push the damage, the better off you're going to be in this match, in this game. Oh, the Mortal Coil. There you go. That's exactly what he needs.
Wow, what a Dark Peddler there. World Coil is going to be so powerful here. Going to be able to get rid of the Totem Golem and get again to draw a card just for a simple 1 mana.
He doesn't necessarily have to do that though. He could just use the Elven Archer, but okay, he's gonna go with the Reliquary Seeker and just use the Elven Archer.
Interesting. I guess he does have the Implosion in hand, and he thinks he should be able to activate the Reliquary Seeker to be able to have a unbeatable board presence.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Feral Spirits, however, coming from Van Doom. This card is so powerful, I feel like.
Feral Spirits is extremely powerful, and I love it. I love every second of it.
It puts such a big stop to any aggro decks that wants to try to fight you.
It's gonna put a little bit of trouble onto the Reliquary too. Well, I mean, he already had a little bit of trouble, but he's not gonna be able to use the Reliquary this turn.
For sure. He's going to do a really good Implosion here.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to easily clear Sir Finley. Still gonna leave up one of the Spirit Wolves. Oh, he's just gonna go with the Spirit Wolf. Okay. Okay, well that worked out. Yeah, worked out in his favor.
That's great for Tosca. 3 Implosion is exactly what he was looking for. Of course, 4 Implosion is what he wants, what you always want. But 3 Implosion is just enough to kill the Spirit Wolf and have a good board's presence.
And there's another Feral Spirit coming out for Van Doom. The luck. The luck.
Yeah, Feral Spirit is probably the best card you can have against an aggro deck coming out from the Face Shaman.
Bane of Doom may not be a bad play here. Easily clear out the Sir Finley and possibly get something really powerful.
You can get something like a Doom Guard, or maybe even a Mal'Ganis. You should be able to really turn the game
Jaraxxus.
around. Or Jaraxxus, yeah. Jaraxxus 3 power body is going to be perfect here. And here comes... Game Boss is alright. It's not incredible, but you can never complain about Game Boss.
Yeah, but an Im-Gang boss for 5, even if it did kill off one minion, kinda hurts.
No, I think it's okay. If I'm like a imp gang boss, you kill a creature. I think that's a fair trade-off.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that's a little bit painful, but maybe not too badly.
I mean, you
I
can't
think
always hope for a Doomguard.
I don't hope for Doomguard. I hope for Mal'Ganis or Jaraxxus.
The 5-mana Mal'Ganis and Jaraxxus is a little bit greedy. But
Eh,
Lava Shock.
you'd be amazed by how often it happens, actually. Alright, so the Lava Shock, not the time to be using it, and my game is broken. And Lava Shock. Okay, maybe
Here
it is
comes
the
the
time to
Lava
be
Shock.
using it.
It's gonna be unlocking 4 mana with this.
Oh, he unlocked. Okay, yeah.
There's
That's-
life
that's-
tap coming out. And there's so much burn in the hand of Van Doom now. It's gonna be
Yeah,
5, 8, 11 burst in Van Doom's hand.
And that's
What
where
does
that's
need to clear this board real fast.
that's exactly where this Shaman deck really excels, because the more damage you burst, the better off you are, and so you want to build that burst. And he's been building it and building it and building it, and now he's just about to leave.
And there's Golmok the Impaler coming out, getting rid of that Serpently.
He's 3.
1, 2, 5, this is 5, 10, 13. He has 13 damage in hand, just not enough to be able to kill Tuska.
But
Although
really,
that
really
second
close.
Argent Horse Rider is going to be able to help.
The Argent Horse Rider, he could Argent Horse Rider Tunnel Trog and put him right in a situation where he's going to be able to take him out on the next turn.
For sure. The second Argent Horse Rider was a very, very relevant draw. That's
It
going to
really
push
was.
immediate damage right now.
And the Tunnel Trog is going to pose enough of a threat to Tosca that he's going to have to do something about it. He can't leave it on the board. It's just too much of a threat. Oh!
Defender of Argus, a very strong card coming here. I think Van Doom should have used the Rockbire weapon there instead of the Lightning Bolt. Because Rockbire weapon gets blocked by Taunt, while Lightning Bolt doesn't.
That's true, that is true. But you also have to consider, he almost definitely has one more Lava Burst in his deck.
It's interesting. Why do you think he only taunted up the one Imp Gang boss?
Probably because the other one was already damaged. It does pose an option, but because it's already damaged, it's not as big of an option.
But don't you want to try to survive as
Oh.
much as possible? Oh, right. I think the Gormok the Impaler was probably taunted up. We just can't see it.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
spectator
taunted
bug.
up. Okay, well, if you have a spectator bug, I have
Yeah.
the Gormok Impaler that is taunted.
Sorry, Gormok the Impaler right now is invisible for me, so I can't see the fact that it's taunted up. I'm assuming Gormok the Impaler and the Imp Gang boss is taunted up right now, yes?
Yeah, that's the two that are taunted up right now.
Cool.
And Leper Gnome coming into Van Doom's hand, really gonna be helpful, but not just yet. I mean, it's gonna push a little bit more damage, but now Van Doom is in a very specific issue right now, because he really needs to get that 5/5 off the field, and the best way to do it's gonna be to Rockbiter up his Argent Horse Rider.
Sure.
And he's gonna go ahead and pull out the other Argent Horse Rider, it looks like.
Iron Horse Rider is a very good card here. Although he didn't have lethal last turn, if he did use Rockfire weapon instead of Lightning Bolt, I wonder if that is a misplay. I don't play this deck personally, so I can't exactly speak for myself.
I wouldn't say so, because
I
yes,
mean,
you might have had a little bit more damage on the board, but that damage was insignificant in the long run.
Right, but if it's 3 damage either way, one 3 damage that gets blocked by taunts, the other 3 damage which does not.
Yeah, I mean, if he had been able to pull 2 more damage out, then yes, it would have been significant. It would have been a lot more significant, but he couldn't pull that out, so it wasn't as significant. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm assuming he just wants to keep the Rockfire weapon in hand just in case. He wanted to anyways.
Yeah,
Keep in hand just in case he drew a Doomhammer.
Oh, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Right on the threshold of Fatal, but not quite there. There it is. There's Fatal.
Damn,
Lethal, whatever. Fatal, lethal,
it's
dead.
the same synonym.
Yes, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so Van Doom taking the first game. Oh wow, perfect damage. Lucky Crackle that hit 3.
whatever you need
Alright.
to get there.
So Van Doom taking the first game with
Yeah,
his...
that life tap really helping him out there towards
Oh,
the
yeah.
end.
That life tap was huge. I mean, not Rogue.
Shaman.
The aggro shaman is really powerful.
Yeah, for sure. That thing is so frustrating to play against. They can lethal you out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we have a Warlock mirror match coming in.
Nightmare.
Alright, so two Warlocks coming out. Looks like, I think you're right about Tuska having the Flood Warlock. It seems like it to me. That's what it looks like.
Mm.
On Van Doom's side, looks like a base Zulok.
For sure, we did even see a Doomguard that he mulliganed earlier there, which
Yeah.
is a marquee card for the aggro Zulok.
No, not Zulok. Yeah, Zulok. Yeah, Zulok.
And
I
then he
questioned
has a bunch of these early drops that should be able to help. Turn 1 Hunted Creeper is a great play, especially if you have Knife Juggler in hand.
Okay, so I'm seeing the timer for Tosca for his mulligan. Hope Tosca didn't DC on us. Nope, nope, there it
no,
is.
there it is. Just gotta go lead off with the turn 1 Flame Imp.
One of the best cards you can get for a Warlock, the turn 1 Flame Imp, absolutely great. Golden coin for Van Doom, because, you know, it's only good if
All
it's gold.
Van Doom's decks are golden, it looks like.
Yeah,
Well,
it's only good if it's
Master.
gold. I mean, obviously.
Sure. He's not some kind of pleb.
Plebs
What
need
play
out a
he's gonna
pleb.
go for here for?
I would probably say that the Dire Wolf, which would then
Direwolf
give him
is
the
very
ability,
good.
which would then give him the ability to clear off the Flame Imp with his Haunted Creeper, which is pretty strong play because he also gets the 1/1s and one of them's a 2/1, and he can't immediately clear off that Dire Wolf.
Sure, and he can use the Spectral Spider as 2-1 to clear to be able to get a second one buffed up. But of course, Tosca sees that play and is going to clear that off before it becomes a problem.
But if he
Here
wants
comes-
to make a big play right now, Van Doom could Knife Juggler and put out his Abusive Sergeant and be able to immediately clear off an Imp Gang boss.
I
giving it
wonder if he wants to
almost
play
no
a Knife
value.
Juggler first, because if you play Knife Juggler first, if you if the knife actually lands on the Imp Gang boss, you give him an extra Imp that you don't want.
Maybe not. Maybe not playing the Knife Juggler first, but you're definitely going to want to play the Knife Juggler on this turn.
For sure. There goes the Knife Juggler, and there's going to be an easy clear coming out from the side of Van Doom, establishing a very strong board. And coming out from Tosca, double Doomguard in hand. Very unfortunate draw.
yeah. That's definitely not a draw you want to see. Oh, but here's an Abusive Sergeant, which is going to give him an effective way to clear off that Knife Juggler.
Mhm. Always want to make sure you want to clear that Knife Juggler, especially on turn 4 against a Zulok who can Implosion to gain massive value.
Yeah, the question is right now, does he want to pull out does Van Doom want to do an implosion, or does he want to pull out the Nerubian Egg? I would think the Nerubian Egg maybe tap. I don't think you want to pull out the Knife Juggler right now.
I wonder.
Maybe
I
he's
mean,
thinking Knife
maybe.
Juggler Egg. He could go Void Color even though he doesn't have a demon, he might just try to bluff it on his opponent.
Could be. But the bluff doesn't gain him a whole lot if he does choose to do it, which he's going to do, but it doesn't gain him a whole lot, really.
Well,
if you
it
look
gains
at
him the fact that he's staying on a very good mana curve.
Oh, no, yeah.
Because he isn't.
I meant the bluff itself doesn't really gain him anything.
Yeah, it's just that he's hoping that Tosca isn't going to call him on his bluff and kill the Void Color. He would like to draw his Doomguard before that happens. But instead,
Okay, I think
Tosca
I just-
looks like he is going to go for... Yeah, just to play more creatures and go face.
So it looks like I just had a little glitch there, because I saw the Flame Imp come up, but I did not see the choice for the Dark Peddler come up, so I guess we'll just assume that that was the best option. And the Implosion easily taking out that Flame Imp. And Void Caller taking care of the Dark Peddler.
And here's a
Leaving-
second Implosion in the side of Van Doom, which will give him the 6th turn Knife Juggler Implosion combo.
And here's an implosion on the side of Tosca.
Looks like he's
Probably implosion on the Void Color.
That would be a decent choice, but he is so worried, I'm sure, about any kind of demons that Void Color might spawn. So that's why it's
Yeah.
giving him pause here.
It's definitely a fear, but it does give him a nice combo with Gormok. It gives him a good option. It's probably worth risking. Unless, of course, you know, Mal'Ganis comes out, but
Well, again, that's where Doomguard comes out. So he is, I'm pretty sure, thinking about if he should play Imp Gang Boss or Implosion here, which both are very conservative options.
yeah, absolutely. I think that his best play is going to be to Implosion.
Well, because we can see the both players' hands, right? If Van Doom did have a Doomguard in hand, it wouldn't be a good play.
Oh no, I mean obviously if he had a Doomguard, but
And here comes a turn 6 Implosion play, I'm assuming, from Knife Juggler.
yeah, definitely looks like a Knife Juggler Implosion. Probably Knife Juggler and then use Implosion on the Imp Gang boss, hope for a full clear. Or a close to full clear.
If this Implosion can land for 4, it's going to be very, very, very strong.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, we'll see what the RNG gods tell us. Only 2 Implosion
Two.
there.
And here come the knives.
And one
the
face.
knives and a co-face.
That is
Oh, that's
probably the
unfortunate.
worst case scenario. You don't even kill the Imp Gang boss. Wow, 1 to
Yeah.
face, 1 to knife Imp Gang boss. Wow, disaster.
And it gives him the option to pull out his Gormok the Impaler and get the free damage.
Then,
See, now at this point, he's not even worried about it. If the
yeah,
damage
now he
comes
just
out,
clears it and realizes there was no demon in the center side of Van Doom. Wow, Tosca really turning this one around.
oh, he's not even. It doesn't even look like he's gonna put out the Gormok.
Bane of Doom getting a Void Terror, which isn't amazing, but it is still a 3-3. It's not the worst result.
Yeah, 3-3 is pretty good. And we're seeing a whole lot of nothing from Van Doom.
Sure,
Giant, I
Sea
mean,
Giant
this-
coming. And 8A is going to be a little hard to clear, but oh my god, there is a power overwhelming draw on the side of Tosca. So he's actually
Well-
going to be very easy clear.
Yeah, he's gonna be a piece of cake clear anyway. Implosion into Gormok.
And there it is.
A very
That's gear-
simple clear.
Yeah. And
And-
there isn't a lot Van Doom can do here.
Not unless
Doomguard
he
is
has a Twisting
alright.
Nether. Not unless he has
Twisting
a
Nether in a yeah. That tech coming out the next level techs.
just random Twisting Nether and a Zulok. That would be quite interesting to see.
Peruvian Egg and Doomguard. He's going to discard that Phantom Argus. He's gonna go face.
Really? Well, I guess at this point, might
Well,
as
that's
well.
going to be lethal on the side of Tuska.
Yeah, but
It's a power overwhelming and Doomguard.
the odds
Yeah,
were
there wasn't much that Van Doom could do there.
yeah, the odds were stacked against him, so it was there was no real point in him trying to push and stay alive. That puts it 1-1. Van Doom's gotten 1 and Tosca's gotten 1.
Definitely at that point, stabilizing the board isn't exactly what you're looking for, because you know decks like a Zulok can't really stabilize a board. They're the type of deck who wants to gain board control early game and then keep it throughout the entire game. So he knew his only way to do it was to maybe go phase and hopefully they'll clear the Doomguard. Maybe he top decks some 2 incredible cards, maybe a power overwhelming and another Doomguard, things like that.
Yeah, that was his best option, but of course it didn't happen, so Van Doom lost that game. So now we're going to see 1-1. We're going to see what comes out for Tosca this time. I wonder, Van Doom will probably stay with his Zulok.
There's Zulok coming out against Tosca's Malfurion.
Your soul shall be mine.
Double combo. It's double combo. I'm calling it now with Finley. It's double combo.
Yeah, it looks like it to me too.
Three
Ancient
cards.
War. Yeah, it seems like the very standard double combo that coming out from the side of Tosca.
That's a very nice very nice curve coming out for Van Doom.
For sure. A turn 1, 2, 3 all lined up, even a second void color to be able to keep the curve low. For that early game.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Tosca does have a really early swipe there if he likes to innervate when Van Doom decides to overextend the board. But you can never
Yeah.
complain about a turn 1 Finley.
Life tab, lesser healer, steady shot. And this, I don't know, maybe the lesser heal just to keep yourself alive?
He does know he's going as an aggro deck, but he decides he wants to go for the card advantage here.
Kind of surprised about that, honestly. I think, I mean, that's the decision, but I think in this particularly, because he knows his opponent is going to be pushing damage as much as possible, you'd want the heals overall, but
I'm not sure how many turns those guys are going to be able to have to be able to like have excess mana to be able to life tap here.
that's, yeah. I mean, that's true.
And there is a Direwolf Alpha coming out. I wonder if he's going to go to kill this Darnassus Aspirant.
Yeah, that
That
seems
is the
like
decision
a
he's
good
going to
play.
make. Yeah, you gotta keep the mana down on the side of Druids.
Absolutely. Holding
The
their mana at
second
bay is
color.
the best thing.
Coming out to be able to protect your Direwolf Alpha. I wonder if we're going to see a swipe here. It's a
I
pretty
think
good turn
this-
for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think this would be the turn for a swipe, but apparently we're gonna see a Druid of the Claw instead.
Which is also fine. I guess he wants to keep swipe for a higher value because it is a very good card in this matchup.
That's true. It is a very powerful card, especially since we see the Imp Gang Boss already in the hand of Van Doom. That's a good thing to hit it with, absolutely.
Van Doom getting the full Direwolf Alpha value there, being able to trade creatures in front of the Direwolf Alpha to gain the next ones buffed up.
Yeah.
Very
Definitely.
impressive curve coming on the side of Van Doom.
So now might be a good time for the swipe for Tosca.
I think so. Can get rid of the Imp Gang Boss and the Abusive Sergeant.
Okay, so he went and tapped.
And then tapped. I mean, Wrath is also a decent play. You probably want to get rid of Direwolf Alpha pretty soon.
Yeah, I think that Direwolf Alpha needs to go, so maybe Wrath the Direwolf Alpha off. Might be the best play here.
You might even go for a ping on the Abusive Sergeant maybe, but I think that'd be a greedy play.
Yeah, I think that's a little too greedy.
Yeah, it depends on how conservative that Tuska wants to play here.
Of course, he could also just ping the Direwolf Alpha and swipe next turn. That might not be a bad idea. Alright, yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and clear the Direwolf.
Yeah, that's definitely a smart play to go here. Get 4 damage off the board. Oh, and Void Color.
Void
with only
Color.
Mal'Ganis in hand.
This time
This
it's
might
not a
be
bluff.
dangerous. No, for sure. If Tuska goes for the Innovate Ancient Lore play here, there's going to be a really big threat on the side of
Oh.
Van Doom.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if he goes for the swipe too, that's gonna provide a huge threat. But he's gonna go for the Innervate. Oh, the Innervate Ancient of Lore. Easily
Exactly what
cleared
Van
off.
Doom was looking for.
Oh gosh. Easily cleared off, and Mal'Ganis.
Defender Vargas! Oh my goodness.
Sheesh. This hand though.
Oh my god.
This is huge right now.
Oh, he's going for the
God.
explosion. Oh my god, that top deck, and now you got the 3/3 imps. It's okay even it's 2. You got 2 3/3 imps. Oh no. How do you even come back from this worse as a druid?
I don't think you do.
Poison
I
seeds. He
really
needs to
don't
play
think
poison
you-
seeds.
Yeah, Poison Seeds
Oh,
is
no.
his only option here.
Wow. Mal'Ganis just ruining the day for Tuska.
Mal'Ganis just ruined Tosca's life. Just
And
Tuska.
go for the desperation tap there, and a wild growth is not what he needs.
not at all. That was incredible.
2-1. Yeah, for sure.
Those
Man,
top decks, man. Those were some crazy top decks.
that void color was so perfect on the draw there.
It was. It was huge.
And the last deck coming out from Tuska is going to be Warrior.
What kind of
no,
warrior do you think
Warrior.
it is?
I'm not sure. It's going to be Warrior and Druid left for Tuska, excuse me. And Van Doom only has Paladin left.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't look at the decks. You looked at the decks. You're supposed to keep up with that, Golgi. Gosh.
I am. I'm trying my best. Sorry.
I will fight with honor.
Looks like Van Doom is. Oh, there's a Mysterious
Secret.
Challenger. So this is going to be a mid-range secret deck.
Absolutely.
Tyrion, Divine Favor, Mysterious Challenger. Of course, he is going to be mulliganing away most of these cards. He wants to see
Oh.
things like Muscle for Battle, Shielded Mini Bots, things of that sort early game.
I think you might keep the Mysterious Challenger. honestly. And the main reason is because to have the Mysterious Challenger, if you have that ready on turn 6, he didn't do it. But if you have that ready on turn 6, that gives
He's
you
going to have it
advantage.
anyways, and a much better hand coming out on the side
Oh,
of Van.
absolutely. That's a much, much better hand. And Sir Finley Murgleton, first turn for Tosca again. Well, maybe it'll give him something better this time. Nope.
Reinforce or Totemic Call is okay. It really works with your Savage Roar, but he is going to go for the card draw again and double Mr. Challenger inside of Van Doom. He doesn't want to see two
That's
Mr. Challengers just yet.
Well, it gives him options a lot more options in the late game.
Yeah,
Certainly,
down
he'd
the
want to
road.
get something more for the early game, but right now he's got a pretty good amount of early game cards,
Sure.
and the two Mysterious Challengers gives him a huge advantage right now.
Yeah, I think Van Doom is looking for cards like Muster for Battle here. Knife Juggler, Secret Keeper is also very, very good. Of course, he doesn't want to draw any secrets from his deck. Although he does a Secret Keeper in hand, that is just a backup plan, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he definitely doesn't want to pull that out.
And here comes a Knife Juggler.
Knife Juggler and Tosca gonna go ahead and innervate.
Keeper,
I must
which is a very good play here. You gotta make sure to keep the Knife Juggler in hand, especially going into a turn 3 from the side of Paladin, because you do not want to get too outvalued by Knife Juggler Muster combo.
Oh gosh, now he's got Tyrion Forgery in his hand, Van Doom does. That's
reporting for duty.
giving him so many late game cards now, he's barely getting
Yeah.
anything early.
Van Doom is going to need to draw something more relevant to be able to ease him through turn 5 into turn 6, because he does have a good play here in the Palace Shredder, but his turn 5 is going to be very awkward if he doesn't draw anything good next turn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But really, if he can survive to turn 6, he's gonna put
There's a
himself
turn
in
5
good
card.
position. That's a great turn 5 card. His base thing is he really needs to survive until turn 6. That's his biggest thing, and just not draw any of his secrets.
Although, even though if you did get a miss... Oh,
Ooh.
Use Toad is cool. And a Knife Juggler also on the side of Tosca. Very good
Yeah.
move, especially on the side of Tosca.
Oh yeah,
and
that,
Doctor Doom, oh man, the triple juggle coming out.
Here come the
killed
moves.
spider. Here's the spider. Oh
Kills the
man,
spider.
these rolls are
Oh
so
wow.
perfect.
Oh, and there's a secret for Van Doom. That's unfortunate.
He does play 2 Avengers, I'm sure, in his deck.
Oh,
but
I'm sure. Still, getting even 1 is kinda not what you want.
for sure. Man, this is going to be really hard for Van Doom, because even if he plays a Mr. Challenger here, playing Mr. Challenger against a board state you're really, really heavily losing against is never that good.
That's true.
And
It's
Tosca with this overwhelming presence.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot right now. I think he's coming back from it.
Next turn, he can just run a Doombot into the Mr. Challenger, and he'll get like Avenge on the Mr. Challenger, and he can just run Sylvanas into the Mr. Challenger just to steal it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Van Doom really is not in a good way right now.
I mean, he doesn't have any other choice in the Mr. Challenger, but like, yeah, maybe if I was him, I might even think of conceding there to reveal that I'm not playing a secret Paladin. Oh, no, right, he did play a Secret Keeper early game, so the joke, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna fly.
Yeah. And then this is going to be a steal, I'm assuming, coming from the side of Tosca.
Well, after he takes care of the 2-1 that comes back out onto the field.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a steal.
Or
He's
is
gonna
this-
wanna
Oh,
run
is it
the other-
lethal actually with swipe in hand?
Oh, yes it is.
There it is, perfect lethal.
Seriously, them
Hot
lethals,
damn.
man. Them lethals, man. Can't count. Can't count.
I forgot the Boombot damage.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the Boombot hadn't hit face, it would have been lethal.
But yeah, still excuses. I missed the lethal. But at least we caught it early enough to not be surprised by what happened.
That's true.
I'll take that as a small victory.
All right, and here we are. Final match, Warrior versus Paladin, and man, did they get started quickly.
I mean, it's only decks
Control.
left.
It's Control Warrior. I love
will
Control
Sure.
Warrior.
fight with
Alex
honor.
Straza coming up from Tosca, which is going to be a obvious card for Control Warrior. Not really any other warrior decks play that card.
Secret Paladin versus Control Warrior. This match is going to be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Van Doom this time has a much stronger start, and Tosca with a kind of a weak start. You don't really want to be seeing executes early game as a warrior. Something more of a fiery war axe, exactly what you're looking for. And all these late game removal spells inside of Tosca. Of course, they're not the worst cards because they are only 1 mana cost, but an Armor Smith is going to be able to do a lot of work here.
Yeah. Not that I think it's going to survive terribly long. You don't want to.
No.
You definitely don't want to leave an armor smith up on the field for too long. That
No.
needs to go like as fast as possible.
Sure, he looks like he's going to go with the Knife Juggler here. That Noble Sacrifice is going to be able to protect the Knife Juggler. And then he's going to be able to go for an easy Muster for battle next turn if Tosca does not draw a removal spell. And Slam is good. Also, you can also use Shield Slam. You can armor up Shield Slam to kill that Knife Juggler. Either
Yeah,
one
that's not a terrible idea. Be able to quickly take out the Noble Sacrifice too, and gain some mana off of it with the Armor Smith.
Yeah, Tosca is going to be able to play around that perfectly. And Van Doom, this is why he was trying to play around there earlier, thinking on the Shield and Minibot. And he is going to get slightly punished for it.
Yeah.
But Shield and Minibot right now isn't bad. And Redemption to back it up also is great too.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to be a worthwhile play here. And Alex Straza. And a slam with shield.
That's value. Man, he has drawn both of his executes and Shield Slams early game.
Yeah, that's not good for him.
He definitely is looking for a Fire War Axe and a Death Smite now.
Absolutely. Unfortunate. Fiery War Axe always has to be turned to, or it's just not worth it.
Maybe he'll go for Hunter Creeper, Coin, Muster for battle here.
Possibly. He might just go for Haunted Creeper Reinforce, like
He's
that.
just going to be able to play around Whirlwind or any kind of effects like that with Tosca. And Tosca's hand now is looking pretty bad. Although, you know, it is a control warrior, he has 8 armor, and it's going to take forever for Van Doom to be able to get through.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, yes, it doesn't look great, but with Control Warrior, the important thing is what you see on the field, not what you see in the hand.
Shield Block, another good card to be able to go through his deck.
More armor.
Sludge Belcher, which is also okay. Well, no, and next turn, Baron Geddon is going to be able to come out.
Shield Slam,
coming out.
which is going to activate
Oh,
Secret.
Redemption is going to be very good on the Polisher there. Will be able to push for a lot of damage.
It is, but it isn't, because on the next turn, Baron Geddon being able to come out is going to be a big thing.
But Van Doom is going to still have a pretty good board here afterwards, because he's going to have Pile Shredder, Minion, and the 2 1/1 Hunter Creepers.
Yeah.
Tosca getting through almost all the armor here, still not being scratched yet. And Baron
Well,
Geddon,
he's going to be scratched now by his own Baron Geddon, but...
such a good
And
card.
the drop is... Okay, I was going to say, how terrible would it have been if that had just dropped Doomsayer?
Oh, man, it's going to be double board wipe.
Would have just been so unfortunate.
We'll have to push for more damage here by getting rid of that Baron Geddon with the True Silver Champion top deck.
True Silver...
Tosca is finally going to take some damage. Death Lord, a very good card against aggro decks. Could even
Death-
True Silver. You can often go with Justicar here and go for 4 power armor up.
Not a bad idea. I've not really seen Death Lords in Control Warriors, honestly.
Looks like that's like a Tosca's little special thing that he runs there. I don't think I've ever seen it either.
Yeah, I've never
Maybe
seen
he was
it.
expecting a lot of aggressive decks coming out from this tournament.
Could be. Could be a special tech just for this
Feeling-
tournament.
Feeling pretty safe, Tosca is just going to start playing down his Dr. Boom.
And here comes the Tyrion Forging.
Van Doom is wondering if
Tyrion
it's a
Forging?
face tank, the Doom. The Boom, I mean.
Possibly. Yeah, he's not gonna... I guess now wouldn't be the time to play the Tyrion Forging, mostly because if the Boombots hit the Tyrion Forging, he could be in some trouble.
He could clear the Boombots first and then play Tyrion Foldering.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on. Is he doing it or not? Make
You
up your
think so
mind.
about it? We'll go for Sludge, maybe.
I don't know about the Sledge Boucher.
Or Muster. He's just thinking really hard.
I think whatever he does, he should clear the boombots first. Or not. That's cool too. Maybe he's trying to keep the damage from hitting his face. He could be trying to keep the damage from hitting his face. Or he could just be planning to leave him there. That's cool too.
Yeah, I think Van Doom is realizing he's at a point where he needs to start pushing a lot of damage for the Warrior because now Warrior's at the 9 mana mark. He can play any card in his deck now.
Yeah. And here comes the first boombot death, and
Oh,
it's going
ow.
to hit face for 4. Oh
Van
gosh.
Doom has taken a lot of damage to the face because he has cleared the Baron Geddon with his face and also Dr. Boom. So he has taken 14 damage from those creatures and a 4 damage extra from the Boombot.
Yeah, and that's pretty big here. The Execute could make quick work of the Sludge Belcher. Maybe that's the play. I don't know really if that would be the play.
Mhm.
Maybe just Sludge Belcher. Well, Sludge Belcher. What's the name of that? Deathlord. Yes, Deathlord. That's the name of it.
And now there's 13 damage worth of health to go through for Van Doom. Although he finally top decks the Mysterious Challenger.
Mysterious Challenger.
Well, only a 2 Secret Mysterious Challenger because he has played so many secrets so far.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I think that he lost both of his noble sacrifices. Yeah, he's only got Avenge and Competitive Spirit left.
Competitive Spirit,
That's-
however, is a very good card here if Tosca fails to clear next turn.
It is, but it isn't.
I mean, I think it's great because you're adding like 8 damage to the board. That's a free Molten Giant.
Oh gosh, Armor Smith. But the Bash Execute combo, that's the thing of it. He's going to be able to do that. And the
Right.
Avenge.
And don't want it 1/1, which is what you want. You don't want to land on the Mystery Challenger and put too much reliance on one card.
And then the Justicar True Heart. No, he's going to Bash. He's going to Bash Execute.
Right. Now Van Doom probably, if he was counting, he probably knows that all the Executes and Shield Slams have been eliminated from Tosca's deck.
But at this point, does that really matter that much?
Oh, it does, because you have run through most of Tosca's deck, and Tyrion Foldering being able to stick to the board is very powerful.
That's true. That is true. The Tyrion Forging sticking to the board for a little while is going to be a huge thing. That might be what he was waiting for, just to make sure that all of the Executes went out.
And
That
you can
seems
clear
like really-
all the Taunters here.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Well, almost all of them. There'll be one still alive.
Well, the 1/2. Sludge
Yeah, the
Belcher
1/2.
token.
Either, yeah, depending on which one.
And let's see what that lure is going to roll here. I'm assuming probably Mr. Challenger's best one to come out of Van Doom.
I don't think so. Well, maybe.
Probably Shredder.
That's
very good too.
probably better than.
Reporting for duty.
But at this point, it's. I don't know what Tosca's gonna do to pull back from this. He has got a lot of armor, but oh my
Oh
god,
my god.
Arc
Archie.
Thief.
That's going to be very good, I think.
Well, let's see what he gets from it. But that's almost definitely the play here.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 35 health right now, and if Arc Thief Reform can just pull something out to deal some damage, he's got this game.
It's guaranteed 1/103, right? Because you can choose.
I think,
not
but I don't know.
random? So it's the
It-
clock which does 10 damage divided randomly. And then there is fill your board with 3 threes. And then there is give a creature +10/+10.
Yeah, okay.
So
And
go
he
for
went with the Mirror of Doom, the 3/3 mummy zombies. Probably not the worst idea. That's probably one of the better ideas, honestly.
The highest value card. And he's going to think about what he wants to do with his Tyrion here. Well, he's going to run his Armor Smith into it.
That's interesting. Yeah. I guess he's looking at it going, he has plenty of armor. He doesn't really need to worry about that so much. Here comes the Keeper of Uldaman out from Van Doom.
That's going to be able to shrink the Archdief down to a very small size.
That's
And-
true, but for...
He's going to be able to clear the entire board for now.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. He is going to be able to... Well, if he chooses to. He might not choose to.
Reporting for
Which-
duty.
He's
When
going to go
necess-
for all face, right? He doesn't think Tosca, he is just reading that Tosca did not take the Lantern and he does not need to clear the board. Because Lantern would not be honestly good here.
No.
There is
Lantern would not. And here comes a board full of zombies.
Jeez.
And guys, the zombie apocalypse has begun. And now Van Doom is in the situation where he needs to do something. Because his Tyrion's going down next turn, for sure. No questions about it. And
And he's 3 damage
He's-
off lethal. That's so close.
I wonder.
Now he needs to go clear some zombies. Does he want to use his Tyrion? I'm assuming the Tyrion's gonna go face.
yeah, I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to swing the Tyrion here. I think Tyrion needs to go face. 'Cause your Tyrion's well, maybe. No, I think Tyrion needs to go face.
Because Tyrion is the one with the taunt. I think you clear with the Pilot Shredder, probably.
Absolutely. You can't risk having too many of those 3/3s live. You need to kill off those 3/3s.
Oh, but
And
the problem
I
is
don't
even...
think-
Yeah, it's going to be still lethal on the side of Tosca next turn.
Yep. He couldn't clear enough of the 3/3s.
And there's 15 damage still on board. One's going to go to Tyrion, and then 4's going to go to Faith. It's going to be 12 damage.
Yep.
And Van Doom just crossing his fingers, hoping Tosca misses lethal. And then
God.
revenge. If he plays a revenge, no, it's XK. He's not 12 or less health. But there it goes. There's the Ashbringer, which isn't going to do much.
Not really gonna do anything.
And then yeah, Tosca sees it, and that is going to be the end of the semifinals.
Tosca, however you pronounce his name. I think it's Tosca. I'm not really sure, but he's gonna be going on to our finals along with our other finalist,
Replying.
Ripline. And they're going to be playing for the points to get the money. Because we all wants the money. I wants the money. I can't has the money, but I wants the money.
Why are we casting this? I want the 75. Alright guys, we'll be back very shortly. We'll set the Ripline versus Tosca for you. See you in just a few minutes.
Just like you. Can tell you what I never ever said to her. But I can never love. No, I can never love. I can do the things she wants and things I think with her. But I can never love. No, I can never love. Wish I could find out someone, find out someone, find out someone. Someone just like you. Just like you. Wish I could find out someone, find out someone, find out someone. Someone just like you. Just like you. Someone just like you. Just like you. Wish I could find out someone, find out someone, find out someone. Someone just like you, just like you. Wish I could find out someone, find out someone, find out someone. Someone just like you, just like you. Wish I could find out someone, find out someone, find out someone. Someone just like you, just like you. Wish I could find out someone, find out someone, find out someone. Someone just like you, just like you. You're a treasure in the sea, an adventure that I need. You're a treasure in the sea, an adventure that I need. You're a treasure in the sea, an adventure that I need. a treasure in the sea, an adventure that I need. I can tell you what I never ever said to her, but I can never love, no, I can never love. I can do the things she wants and things I did with her, but I can never love, no, I can never love. Wish I could find that someone, find that someone, find that someone, someone just like you, just like you. Wish I could find that someone, find that someone, find that someone, someone just like you, just like you. Wish I could find that someone, find that someone, find that someone, someone just like you, just like you. Wish I could find that someone, find that someone, find that someone, someone just like you, just like you.
Alright guys, welcome back to our finals, Ripline versus Tosca. We're going to be seeing the Control Warrior coming up from the side of Tosca, and Ripline going to go with the first game, Freeze Mage, which is going to be probably disappointed to see this matchup.
Yeah, that's a really, really bad matchup. Ripline definitely not looking good here, unfortunately. Freeze Mage just can't stand up to the armor that comes out on a Control Warrior. They used to be able to. Once upon a time, Alex Straza actually melted away armor too.
Oh really?
Once
I guess
upon
Alex
a time.
was way too powerful back then, huh?
Yeah, it was back. I think it was back during beta, and they changed it before the actual launch of the game. She could actually melt through armor and set them right at 15. So it wasn't a challenge, but now they changed that. So, unfortunately, I liked
Fair
it.
enough. Yeah, it seems like that would make this matchup a lot better for the Freeze Mage.
It gives them a chance for sure. But as it is right now, once the armor goes up, they don't have a chance.
For sure. Are you stuck on turn 2 right now? Or is my spectator bugged?
I'm on turn 2.
On turn 2 on Ripline's side, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
Ripline's
Okay.
thinking. He's very, very lost in thought at the moment.
Right.
He needs to consider.
I was a little scared. I was wondering if my thing bugged out there for a little bit.
At turn 2, we're just seeing hero powers coming out from both sides.
Hmm.
Tosca probably thinking, no matter what I do, the most important thing I need to do right now is just keep my armor up.
For sure. If the warrior armors up every turn, it's really hard for you to lose against Freeze Mage. And a Justicar True Heart coming out from the side of Tosca, exactly the card you want to see in this matchup. Be able to ramp that hero power into 4 a turn.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a huge, huge thing. We have 2 fireballs for Ripline, not anything. 2 fireballs and the Frostbolt, definitely not things you want to see. Definitely not.
But he does have the Arcane Intellect in his hand to be able to dig deeper, to be able to maybe find the cards he's looking for. The Emperor would be nice. He can then Emperor next turn. Just Acolyte Pain is also okay. Build draw more cards there, and then the 4 damage Frostbolt coming out to get rid of that very important Armor Smith.
Yeah, that's a big play. Sludge Belcher coming out for Tosca. I don't even know if he should really worry about that so much.
I mean, there isn't really much the Ripline can do. You don't really want to be wasting fireballs on a Sludge Belcher here.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Second
Two
Guard,
Doomsayers. Andy's got the Frost Nova, so he's got a good little field to take care of if a lot of things start coming out on the side of Tosca.
He could have milled Ripline there, actually.
He
One
could
card,
have, but he chose
if he didn't
not.
execute the thing and then he could weapon instead. And now Ripline with full 10 card in hand, he's gonna go for the Frost Nova just to get a card out of his hand and Doomsayer because he does know that card usually doesn't get much value here.
Yeah, it's not going to be of much use, but... And the Deathlord. Deathlord is a double-edged sword on both sides, honestly. The Deathlord could be a great card for Ripline, but it could be a great card for Tosca.
Tuska is going to be able to easily clear up this Doomsayer here, although like he doesn't exactly need to clear it, but he just had such an easy clear, so he decided just to do it.
And Ripline going ahead and clearing off one of his fireballs just to get some armor out of there. I think at this point he's already looking at it and going, well, there's not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do to stop
And then
this from
just a
happening.
car. Oh, that is so tough to deal with.
Not to mention we have the combo with
And
the
Repline's
Death
going
Bite,
to
and
give up. Oh,
yeah, the armor is just too much. And that was a really quick turn, game one.
Repline recognizes the fact that there are those matchups that you cannot win in this game.
And
Well,
that's
that is
definitely-
why that is why our tournament format is best out of 5, at least in the finals. So Ripline is going to be able to make a comeback later with the mage deck, not when the warrior is going to be around anymore.
Yeah, the Warrior's no longer a problem, so maybe we'll see it back out again.
Malfurion versus
Let's see.
Valir.
It's going to be the oil rogue versus a combo druid.
I must
Yep.
protect the wild.
I actually think this is a decent-ish matchup for the rogue. They have really good board control to be able to keep the druid from establishing too many bodies on board for Savage Roar, and they have sap to be able to deal with any kind of really fat taunters that Tuska is going to be able to play.
Yeah, I definitely would favor the Rogue in this one. The Oil Rogue definitely has the advantage here.
And a decent hand coming out on our Ripline.
Riptide?
Riptide. Thinking about some other things right now. Thinking what to do with it, I guess.
Rip Golgi?
Rip.
Rip.
And there is Tuska with a definitely not as good of a hand compared to Ripline. Oh, look at all these 6 mana and 7 mana cards.
Yeah, he has absolutely no curve here.
A druid that cannot establish early board presence is not a very good druid.
Or at least give them some ramp, some mana. If you don't get mana or board presence, you're definitely not in a good spot.
Sure,
gonna go
and
ahead
here
and
comes
point out the
SI7.
SI7.
A rogue taking early board control against a druid. And the Innervate is pretty good here. He's going to be able to go for the turn 4 Emperor next turn, which is going to be able to make his hand a lot better because he is stuck with so many cards in hand.
Absolutely. It's gonna make it more viable. The Earthen Ring Farseer coming out on curve. Oh gosh.
Double Innervate. I mean, he could double Innervate and play a Dr. Boom or a Ancient, but I think, yeah, this is a play to go. And next turn he can Innervate out one of those 7 drops.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe a 6 drop.
I wonder if the sap will come out from Ripline here to take care of that Thars.
Looks
Or if
like
he'll
he's
just
going
clear
to
it.
stab it to death.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Looks like he's just gonna clear it out. Yep, just gonna clear it. And an Innervate Dr. Boom. Turn
Right.
5 Boom.
Tuska taking back board control in a really strong way now. And next turn he can draw just 2 cards off Ancient or Lore. Not worry
Sapping
about
Boom.
anything.
I've always wondered about the play for Sapping Boom. It just doesn't seem like the best of ideas. Mostly because
It's not the
Sap-
best, but he does have Blade Flurry in hand, so he's not too worried about the Boom bots. And he just wants to be able to go through his deck and be able to prepare for Dr. Boom in a more proper way.
I mean, absolutely. I can perfectly understand the reasoning behind it. It's just, oh, those boom pots, so little value.
Just completely
So little
whiffing.
value. Well, I guess they both dealt 2 damage. For 1/1s, that's pretty effective.
And then there's going to be a 2-card draw in front of the side of Tosca. He's just going to. He has a really good control hand now, just be able to play big threats after big threats.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the side of Ripline, there's the hand has quickly changed. Gonna go ahead and just take the damage to the face and clear off that 5/5.
Fair enough. And now, I guess Ripline, another reason to sap there was the fact that Dr. Boom was discounted by the Innervate and the Emperor.
Yeah.
So it wasn't going to be until this turn Tosca was going to play it, although that's not the play he goes for. The
No, I
prep
can
sprint.
understand. I can understand why that might not be the play he'd go for. Prep sprint so that way he can get the combo off of the SI7 agent so he can
There's
clear out
Abyss.
the Druid of the Claw.
Yeah, he's going to Abyss here.
Oh, just
Does
Abyss.
spell damage. 5, and then the SI7. Of course, the spell damage doesn't matter here.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to push for more damage. At this point, Ripline, of course, I'm sure he's worrying about the combo here. He isn't dead straight up to combo, but it is, of course, something that you gotta watch out for.
Yeah, absolutely. He's getting in those turns that he's going to have to start watching for that. I think now might not be a bad idea to go ahead and pull out the Dr. Boom again, and then Sir Finley.
I think that's a pretty good play here, and Sir Finley is going to be able to find you another hero power, maybe something extra to be able to push extra damage, or life tap to find the new Savage Roar.
The one time life tap was actually probably the best one, and he goes with 5.
I guess he just wants to create board control here. He thinks if he just can grind it out, he should be okay. And the Phantom Knife is a very powerful draw from Ripline.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll be able to
Phantom
Phantom for 2, draw a card.
Oh. The
Wow,
Lothep.
Lothep won't be able to prevent Ripline from doing any kind of combo shenanigans.
Yeah, it prevents him from doing any kind of combo shenanigans, but it doesn't really help him that much outside of that.
Yeah, well, because Ripline wasn't able to clear the board, he didn't recognize the fact that if Tosca did have combo, he was dead, and this way it forces Tosca to clear the board.
Double piloted Shredder.
He could go for Blade Flurry for 2 here.
I don't know about the Blade Flurry for 2.
No, but he needs to do something to be able to get this game back.
Yeah, he's in a really, really tough spot right now.
And oil, only if that was, instead of the Drake, it was oil in his hand.
Yeah.
He's going
And
to go
another
for
sap
Sap
for
instead.
Boom. See that one again? You have a Boom at 1 health. Why sap it?
Because there's no good way to clear it. He wants to save the Blade Flurries instead.
Yeah, but he is in ooh.
Yeah, and that's going to be it.
Yeah. I was gonna say he was in extreme danger. He didn't even have to have the combo at that point. He had to clear that Boom. That was the better idea.
No, not really. He did clear the Sap is a clear, yeah. Because if he did clear it or not, it didn't matter. Either way,
That's
he was
true.
dead.
That's true. He really needed to clear the whole field. That's what he needed.
Yeah. That oil coming out 1 turn too late was a problem.
I
If he
think
drew
his-
oil earlier, then I think he'll been okay.
I think. Whoa, that went really fast. That went so fast I didn't even get into the loading screen. That was quick. Wow.
They just exactly knew what they were going to play. So Tosca already 2 games up. Only needs to win with his Demon Lock to be able to lock this game away.
Yep.
Excuse me. And just going to keep that Flame Imp in his hand and an Abusive Sergeant. This is a pretty good hand from frontside Tosca. And also a decent hand from Ripline.
Give me a second. I'm trying to recompose myself after that line. It's to lock the game away. Come on, Golgi.
Shh. That was okay. That was alright. Don't hate on me so much.
Okay, I think I'm composed again. Alright, so anyway.
Tuska decided to take Voodoo Doctor from the role on Dark Peddler. Of course, he didn't have really good cards there. I think he might regret not taking the Corruption there because there isn't a lot of good ways for you to take care of Edwin.
I was actually thinking, kind of wondering why it was that Ripline did not use his backstab on the first turn to clear out that Flame Imp, because that's a really effective way to clear the Flame Imp, deal some damage to your opponent, and make sure you're not taking any damage in the process.
But he just wanted to get that big Edwin.
Yeah, I think that's a little greedy though too. It's a little.
No, I think having a big creature against a Warlock is very good. They just generally don't run good hard removals or silences.
That's true, but you also have to look at it in another sense, in that you're already 2 games down. This game is the clincher. Don't want to risk yourself too much.
Well, there's a difference between playing risky and playing aggressive, right? Against aggressive decks, if you play too conservative, sometimes they'll just gonna overrun you.
I mean, that's true. That's definitely true. The silence, of course, giving him a perfect. The silence giving him a perfect answer to Edwin. I guess it's still kind of looking in Ripline's favor at the moment. At the moment.
Another big creature for Tuska to deal with. Although Implosion is going to be building a quick work out of this one if he just gets anything more than 2. And that's perfect.
Yeah. Quick and easy. And he's going to get value out of that Gormok on the next turn, which is probably going to be perfect because I suspect. Well, wait, maybe not. I was going to say.
I wonder if Ripline is going to play Flurry.
Yeah, it looks like he is. I was thinking the Sledge Belcher might come out there, but evidently not. He's going to go for the Blade Flurry combo SI7 instead.
Something interesting to note here is Tuska is actually dropping down to pretty low life totals.
Yeah, he is, which is kind of a big thing. Kind of a big deal. Just a little bit.
But then again, on the side of Ripline, he is running out of cards. He is going to need to draw a sprint quickly to be able to catch up to Tuska's card advantage.
Yeah, but card advantage only means so much. If you have nothing you can do with it, card advantage is worthless.
And especially if you have 0 life.
Yeah, at the moment, Tuska doesn't have a whole lot he can do with all this card advantage he's got. So, looking at it in that sense, it's a little bit of a different game.
His entire hand is pretty situational here, and not a good situation for a board like this. His hand is really good if he's dominating board state, but his hand state right now is pretty weak.
Choosing to only take the 3/2 and not take the Abusive Sergeant, probably just so that way he can keep the 4 on the field, so that way he has a better option.
Zap is probably going to be a good play here to be able to shrink that Void Terror.
Yeah, Violet Teacher Sap.
Pay attention, class.
That definitely seems like the best play here.
Comes out, and that's a great value on that Sap, because Tuska had to sacrifice one of his creatures to get that thing buffed up, and he's just gonna go face here, not even gonna consider clearing, because he realizes that. Yeah.
Well,
Implosion, however, is a very good draw from Tuska. He can Implosion into... No, he cannot Gormog Implosion. He can Void... No, there's no way he can Gormog here and get value.
no, he's not going to get any value out of the Gormok, but it could definitely give him a chance to clear the board.
There are a lot of ways for him to clear the board. He has Implosion and Power Overwhelming. Both 2 cards very good at doing that.
We go with the Implosion on the SI7 agent.
Oh my god.
So
just
quick.
double 4 Implosions.
And there you go, perfectly cleared field. And he didn't have to worry about anything. Oh, Eviscerate. Oh, that's unfortunate coming out for Ripline. Not a card he wanted right now. The only thing he's got is that Sledge Belcher, and he doesn't even know it's going to be immediately cleared.
Ripline is probably looking for something like an Oil here. Oil is going to be able to lock this game out pretty fast.
Oh, absolutely. Oil's going to clench this game for him. The Gormok going to pretty much just instantly take out the taunt.
Yeah, that gigantic ice spear will be able to clear the way.
And if Ripline does not get some damage on this board soon, he could be looking at the end of the game. Lotheb not going to be a helpful card in this situation.
No, but
Not a
he's
bad
going to need
pull
to
out, but-
clear out a creature with Eviscerate.
Yeah, he's going
instead
to
of
have to
going
clear.
face.
He's going to have to. He doesn't really have a choice in this situation. He'll be able to clear out one of the 4/4s and one of the 1/1s.
Hmm.
And now the initiative falls to Tosca. Because there's a number of things he can do here.
Get in there and fight, man.
Yeah,
And I think-
I'm assuming he's just going to be pushing for a lot of damage here.
Yeah, I mean, he risks a few things by doing that, but if he does it that way, it makes perfect sense.
I wonder if he's going to be clearing that Lothar or going
I'm
there
sure-
straight face.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
there's a
he can
clear. It's going to play around the oil top deck.
Oh, and Ripline is done.
Yeah,
That was such a close match, but that's Tosca's third win.
and just not going to be able to clear out that gigantic Void Terror. Oh, he's going to get so close to killing Tosca, but 5 damage off isn't going to be enough.
Yeah, so Tosca is gonna take the series.
A quick 3-0.
Yeah,
Very
quick
impressive.
3-0. That was extremely impressive. It's been a very impressive thing, but it should be noted that both Tosca and Ripline are both legend players.
Hmm. I
And
think
they're
they both played
both
well.
islands.
It just, unfortunately, from the side of the Rip line, he did get counter picked in the first game. That
Yeah.
freeze made just having no chance and just not the exact powerful draws you're looking for with the oil rogue in there. Not be able to finish the game out. Not be able to draw the oils on the turn he needs it.
Absolutely. And as I said, they are both legend players right now. Ripline is 373, Tosca is 924. So
Mhm.
we knew it'd be an interesting series for sure.
Yeah. Well, all right. I think that's it for us tonight.
I think so.
Have a happy holiday, guys, and make sure to join us next week when we cast Rusty Horn again, and follow us on Twitch at Random Championship Series, Facebook on Esports RCS, and Twitter at Esports RCS.
And next
See you
week
guys
is
next
going to be
time.
New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve cast.
Have a good New Year's, guys. See ya.
See you guys.